Hello and welcome to the Vega Baja Real Estate Talk Show and Lifestyle Program. Every week from now on, we will be talking about real estate related topics here on the beautiful Vega Baja. The second part of the program will be talking about the lifestyle here at the Vega Baja. I won't be alone on the program. I will be joined every week by people from around the area. In the first part, my real estate experts, every week different people. And in the second part, it will be people like you and me, so on the program, talking about every different aspects here on the lifestyle related to the Vega Baja. Today, we have three high qualified real estate agents on the program, which I will introduce in a minute. And afterwards, we will have some organizers of the Torrevieja Expo, a business fair which will be held soon. And finally, we have the honor to have two national champions, sports champions of the bowling club. So this will be our program for today. But before we start, I want to introduce you slightly to the Vega Baja area, because many of us, we live here without actually knowing that we are in the Vega Baja. So the Vega Baja is the most southern part of the province of Alicante, and hence the Comunidad Valenciana. The most northern border of the Vega Baja is the edge of the municipal area of Guadamar, and the most southern part is the municipal area of Pilar de la Horadada. It's an area of roughly about 960 square kilometers, so it's huge. It's about 43 kilometers of coastline, and there is more than 360,000 people living in the Vega Baja. It composes of 27 municipal areas, whereas the biggest in size is Orihuela, but the biggest in number of inhabitants is Torrevieja. The smallest in size is Rafal, and the smallest in number of inhabitants is Daya Vieja. So this gives you an idea of where and what is the Vega Baja. For many, many years, foreigners have been coming to this area and have been living here happily and enjoying the life here on the Vega Baja. Today, we want to talk about the general situation, real estate market situation here in the Vega Baja area. And let me introduce you to my real estate experts today. I'm very pleased to have three high qualified real estate agents with me who all have a long experience here on the coast. First of all, it's Mrs. Karen Manzanas. She is the CEO of Oquendo Real Estate Boutique in Torrevieja. She is an economist, she is a qualified CRS, which is a Council of Residential Specialists, and she is the founder of Vega, the Association of Real Estate Agents here in the Vega Baja area. She is in real estate since 1998, and I'm very happy to have her today on the panel. Thank you very much for being here. Second is Olaf Kunig. He is the CEO of Mevia Real Estate. He is based in Carboreuk. He is from Hamburg in Germany, and he holds a master degree in real estate management, and he is in business since the year 2000. Good morning, and thank you to be here. Good morning. And there is Richard Hart, the CEO of Medland Spain. Richard is economist as well. He has some 20 years experience, and the name says it. He has British parents, and so I'm very happy to have you three here. And the topic today is, let's talk about the general situation of the real estate market here in the Vega Baja area. We know in the year 2007, where Spain hit a heavy crisis. We know we had some difficult years at the beginning, 2008 and 9 and 10. But since then, I think the real estate market has slowly but surely recovered. But where are we now? Karen is based in Torrevieja, Olaf is down in Carboreuk, and Richard with Medland, he is a specialist in new developments here in the Vega Baja. So Give me your general opinion, probably Richard, you first. What do you think, where are we right now with the in this general real estate market?
I think what we face now is a very healthy market. We've been increasing transactions since the year 2010, as you said, and it's a good moment. I mean, it's my part of the business is selling new builds, and you can see new developments coming on almost every week.
Okay.
And the things we are selling now are of a much better quality than the things that were built before. So I think that's a good point. Every bad aspect in life has a good part, and I think the recession made us to have developers more concerned about the landscape. So I think it's a good moment.
Yeah. So we know that up to about, when did the new development start again? About 5-6 years ago?
2010 we had the very first development in new style, but it was only like 2-3 big developers that were able to do something like that.
Yeah.
Even now it's quite difficult because every developer has to come in projects with certain type of bank assistance.
Yeah.
So even now it's difficult, but everyone now is encouraged, and developers in the end they should develop. That's what they are for. So even those that were on a standby, they are now coming back and offering new products. And I think it's good for all of us because it's also changing the image of the real estate sector, because we are offering now more, I wouldn't say luxurious things, or luxurious houses, but it's, I mean, better built, modern design, and it appeals more the tastes of the European market.
Well, there is quite a variety now in the market, in the real estate market, isn't it? Here in the Vega Baja, we have the older stylish property, but they are more traditional stylish, more Mediterranean, and you have the new developments. They are much more modern. They are more, they are higher in quality because they are newer. They have to be built up to higher standards. And it gives the buyer a huge variety to choose from. What about Torrevieja? I think Torrevieja, there is new developments going on, but it's not that much as in other places. Is that right, Karen?
Yeah, well, I think in town center there are perhaps 3-4 new developments. Our market is completely different to the new development. I think we had a really huge offer since 2007. I think the market has absorbed almost perhaps 70% of the offer we were having in the last year. Some properties, similar properties, frontline, are recovering prices. Penthouses, for example, sunny penthouses are also, there's a lack in the market at the moment. So the prices are increasing. But there are still standard properties, so 50 square meters apartment that are still in the market, and there is a lot of competitors. So those prices are still on the same point. But I think the market is recovering. So clients are also listening that new developments are going on there in the last 5 years. They think that prices are going up. So now we have a battle with the sellers to make them see that reality in town center is a little bit different than perhaps in Orihuela Costa or even in Torrevieja and Aguas Nuevas, where new developments are going on. Prices are very different in between second-hand and new developments. But I think it's a good time now, so things are getting better.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's real estate, as we know, is very local, isn't it? We can't compare like Torrevieja like with Carboroig, Olaf. I think Carboroig, obviously we know the prices are completely different, but the type of property is completely different.
Torrevieja is a town with apartments, and Carboroig is big villas on the beachfront and close to the beach, and that's the big difference. If you ask me for the situation, it's getting better, but at the same time, it is a place where we do not have new build property. And yes, the new build property is appealing to many clients because of the modern style and the modern design. So whoever wants to have a property on the beach side of the national road, he has to build it for himself. And that is something where not everybody is willing to do that. The bigger builders, they will want to buy a plot of 20,000 square meters and build 20 villas.
Yeah.
And they are not willing to pay one plot and build the villa. So whoever wants a nice villa on the beachfront, buy a plot or old house, which you get for the plot price, knock it down and build yourself. It is possible, but it's more work and more hassle.
Yeah.
And
So,
then
so there are a few builders specializing in building detached houses in Cabo Roig.
only on demand.
Only on demand.
We can help, but if you want a new build,
Yeah.
we will find a plot, knock it down, and build a new house.
Okay.
And other than that, there are other nice houses available, but it is the traditional market.
Yeah.
Older properties that you can refurbish, or a very few nice ones, but not many.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not many.
Okay. If we compare, Karen mentioned it just, if we compare new development with resale properties, if I look back and I look into, well, when we had the booming years in everything until about 2006 and 7, when the market afterwards crashed, there were so many houses being built. I mean, the people were buying from all over Europe, weren't they? And after that, a huge crash. But let's say the newest the oldest new development from then is almost about 10 years old now, isn't it? So and it's completely different in style. So everybody that wants to buy a house that's not the new style, but the kind of traditional stylish property, has to go back to at least 10 years, isn't it? So, Richard, when you have clients asking for traditional stylish properties for less than 10 years, there's nothing that they can get, can they?
Lately, I have like 2-3 developers that have started to go back to a more Mediterranean style because everything was so modern, square lines, big windows.
Yeah.
That we have a few. I can name 2-3 developers that are offering something very modern inside, but with external appearance of a more Mediterranean style. So, but it's not only the looking for one style or the other, and it's also the difference in the regulation of the edification. Because after 2011, the new code of edification came into play, and then the properties have to accomplish with different requirements. Much better insulation, things like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not only I prefer one style or the other. It's also knowing that if you go for a used house or a house built on the old style, you will probably need to do something to improve the isolation of the property. Otherwise, if we don't have, even if we don't have a lot of cold months here in Vega, January, February can be tough.
Yeah, we know. We all know that. So it's not like, we are in southern Spain, you don't need a heating system, so you definitely need something.
But for that day in which you have the cold, you really need it, even if it's only a few days per year.
Yeah. Olaf, Cabo Roig is known as probably within the Vega Baja area one of the most exclusive areas because of the fact that it is really kind of limited, isn't it? So you have the Cabo, which is kind of bay, which has its nice harbor underneath, which is a very organized, nicely structured area within the Vega Baja. Have the prices go down in Cabo Roig as well? How much about, and where are we now since, let's say, the crisis started in 2007?
Well, of course, the prices have gone down for everybody. I think we are at a price level around 2,000 again. 2,000, around there. Yes. So yes, they have reduced considerably. Now, when I hear about other areas where they say, oh, prices have plunged 50 or 60%, no, that's not the case. It's 20, 30% down. And that's probably because the market is more limited and more exclusive, and it is something where I think the difference comes from the location, the ability to walk to the beach, and yes, that's basically the difference. A mature area where you can walk to the beach, and that's difficult to find with the new builds. One or two places are there.
There is certain areas where people just say, well, we want this front line, so we don't want, obviously, front line, you got to pay for it, no doubt about that. Location is key, isn't it?
Front line costs twice as much as just the house behind it. So for the view, you pay a big premium. But
Alright.
it is something very special, and you don't find it anywhere else.
Okay.
Wherever you go, you'll have a road in front, a long distance.
Yeah.
In Carbaroid, you are above the sea.
Yeah.
You have 10-meter drop and a little walkway.
Yeah.
So it is something very special.
Okay.
And you can't compare it with nothing else.
Mm.
If you want to, I always say, some people say, why shall I pay for that? It's like if you want to pay for Picasso, for some people it's just lines on a paper, and for others it's worth it. So it is similar with the house.
So it's definitely location, and in this respect, Frontline does definitely hold the price.
Exactly, yes. That is, Frontline you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
That is, you can negotiate as well, but it is a price level which is very different and where you do not compare with before. It's very different. It is nothing comparable.
Yeah, it's interesting talk about, to hear about Carbaroid. In Torrevieja, it is obviously a completely different situation. You have many more properties to compare with each other. So, basically, what are you reckon when you talk to a seller when he says he wants that much as a price to sell? So, what determines the price in Torrevieja?
Well, I think the price determines everywhere, and perhaps what Olaf has is a small area, and we have a huge area. But when the seller wants to set up a price, what we told them is that we have to see what is in the market similar to what he's trying to sell. So we make an analysis, a market analysis, to see how many properties similar are in the market, and the asking price for the properties. We also look inside the properties because some properties have been refurbished and some others are original. And depending on that, we give him a market valuation, and we usually try to take the property for that price. If we take it for a higher price, we know that with the time he will have to drop the price, and he's losing clients in the meantime. And I think at the moment, the seller you sell, the better for everyone. Not just only for the agency, but mainly for the seller.
So when the private seller comes and says, well, but I bought my property in 2006 and I want to sell it now and I don't want to lose money. So that's very often you have the situation. Obviously, everybody tries to make as much money out of the sale as possible. We all do. But you compare the price of the property in the present market situation, is that right? So you can't look back into what he paid for, what he invested into it, or what he wants to get out of it.
Yeah, we have to educate the sellers, and because although they know that the prices make the prices drop in Torrevieja, some of the properties in Torrevieja they drop between 50 and 60%.
50 and 60%.
Yeah, from 2006 with 2007, September was the highest price, and now. And the market is not still recovering unless it's a frontline property, it's a penthouse, a corner property. So if it's a standard one, the prices are still low. So we have to educate them, and we also have to tell them that they usually have expectations always higher than the market price, and they usually think that the price is just only what sellers are asking for the properties. The good thing that when you work with an agency is that you have the closing prices, not just only the asking prices on the market, which is not very important, is what my neighbor is asking for the property, but the important thing for the seller should be how much did he got when he sold the property, and that information we have them in our system, in our CRM, and we usually tell them, okay, this is the expectations from the sellers, and this is really what the market is accepting. And there is a huge difference. So if you see it, sometimes it's even 30% difference between what the sellers are asking from the beginning and at the end what the properties are being sold for. And our job is to bring client to the reality, not just only to the expectations, but the closing price, the real ones.
So that's a good tip from the expert. So if you want to sell your property, listen to that carefully. Set the price according to what the market offers right now and not to what you want and what you paid for it, you've invested into it, or you would like to get out of it. Olaf, we know Torrevieja has many more properties to be easily compared with. Carbaroid is very different. You have very unique properties, very difficult even to calculate a price per square meter is different, and it's of no orientation or whatsoever. And in particular, you have on top of that, you have this very front-line situation, haven't you?
Yes. I mean, taking away the front line, We can calculate the property price based on the plot value, which is really what is worth money there. And then if the property is old, you can buy it for the plot value and knock it down or refurbish it. We have the same situation that our clients want more money than what they can really get for their properties. And it is a process for them because I think that the villas we sell, they have a very personal relationship with them. And they have been 10, 20 years there and a lot of memories. And yes, as I told you before, many times they say, oh, I love my house and I was so happy here, I must get so much money. But that's not the case. The house is worth what it's worth. And it's a process which takes some time to get into their head. And it's not bad to have a property which is for sale for some time. Because the typical question I get, and you maybe as well, is how long is the house for sale? If it's a longer time, it means that the owner will accept a higher offer, a bigger reduction, or he has reduced the property already.
So the moment a property hits the market, a new listing, and it's competitively priced, the real estate agent has done his homework, and you have a property on the market that's in the price, there's no reason it shouldn't sell, is there?
No, of course not. If the price is right, it sells quickly.
Okay.
Only few give the house right at the beginning at a really good price.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is where it's our job and our advantage for the client to find him that house at the right price and lead him to where the client is in a special situation where he really needs to sell, where he wants to sell, and where all this fit together for him to buy the best house at the best price.
So that's another good tip there from the expert. If you sell your property or if you have your property for sale and you haven't sold it within the last 6 months to 1 year, there is few things you can influence in the sale, but one thing you definitely have to readjust, which is the price. So that's good tip. Richard, new development is completely different. Resale properties have nothing to do with a new development. New development, the price is set by the builder. We guess he's done his homework. He knows how much he can ask for his house. What is the new development market doing price-wise? Is it going down? Is it steady? Is it going up? Where are we about?
It's been going up for the last 3 years, I would say. Every new phase of any development is more expensive than the previous one. Yeah. So even if there's no statistics, I know with me statistics of the developers in Alicante and a few other things, but there's no reflection of the exact new houses in Torrevieja and this neighborhood or the other. But it's clear, new phase, increased prices, everything is selling. I can't think of a developer who is really struggling with the development. Okay. So it's a good sign, but I think it's because also developers are more realistic now, and when they do things, they have to take many factors in consideration, and it's not good to put something on the market and you have to reduce the price when we're talking about new houses, because it gives a bad signal. So I think they are really careful, and they start always with like an offer price, like a catch-up price, and then they increase price little by little. When the offer is reducing and have less profit.
Okay. If we look at, comparing new development and resale properties, it is interesting to see not only the style, how different it is, but the prices, how they develop completely differently. Carboroic, how much, Olaf, percentage-wise, is it down since
20-30%, but now it's a stable market. It doesn't go down, it doesn't go up.
It's just about stagnated in that price range. That's about where it is.
It is a stable and healthy market. If the price is right, it sells.
Right. Torrevieja, Karen, what is it about? Where 50, 60, and the new development market is going up. And then if we look again into the different areas, I guess new developments further up the coast, further down the coast, further inland is again different to each other, and the resale market. Carboroig is just a few kilometers down the coast from Torrevieja, and it's a completely different market. So real estate is really local, and you really gotta look at your property and compare apples with apples and not apples with pears. So you gotta look what's similar to your property and how prices develop there. And ask the expert. That's what they are here for. To finish off with, who is buying at the moment, Richard? Who is buying new developments at the moment?
if we talk about new developments, it would be Swedish, Belgians, French, and followed by Norwegians.
Okay.
Those do the most of it,
Right.
the sales. If we see the statistics of the sales in the Alicante province, we still see that the British are number one nationality in terms of property sales. But we don't see them buying new houses. Only a couple of places they are more active, but I think mainly they are concentrating on used houses, maybe if there's any repossessions left, which I don't know. And so British is that's why, for example, the Brexit is not having an impact in my company because I never did many sales to British stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But sorry, just one thing. The main problem I see now in the market is that we are depending on very small countries. So that's it's really important for the future of the sector to look for or try to see if we can reactivate the demand from countries like Germany or Russia, because they have enough population to give us the number of sales we need to continue with this sector.
Yeah, a good point you make there, Richard. I think, but you said it's small nations, and I think you're absolutely right. But even if we look at, let's say, 2 years ago, Olaf will definitely be able to refer to that because Carboreut has been a very interesting market for the Russians, hasn't it?
Oh,
and it's been a very attractive, and many Russians have been buying. But there was a moment in time, about 18 months, 24 months ago, when was something going on a political scale, and the ruble dropped. And a country as big as Russia, overnight, immediately, or suddenly, it didn't have any purchasing power anymore. And so I remember there were Russian people that had to put a deposit on a property with the old currency, well, not currency, but the exchange rate, and overnight it was completely gone. So they couldn't afford to buy the property at the end.
That situation was when the problem with Ukraine started. The ruble dropped a lot, and all of a sudden, what was for them costing 300,000 euros was 600,000.
Yeah.
Ruble is €1 about 50, 60 ruble, and it got up to 90 rubles.
Right.
So at the moment, the exchange rate is recovering well. It looks good. The Russian market will come back. It's a big market. It's a lot of clients. But in general, from the very beginning, in the year 2000, and in general, all the clients, they have become more modest with the prices. It mustn't be as big as before. It mustn't be the biggest plot and the biggest house. They are happy with a smaller plot and a smaller house, which means a smaller investment, but still with 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 euros, there's a lot of need.
Great. And Torrevieja looks very similar, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Torrevieja has similarity to the new development market. Although the price and the type of properties are completely different, but I think the buyers market are the same. So French, Belgian, Norwegian, Swedish, Italian, some British, because the prices are cheaper in second hand than in new developments. Spanish market is also recovering for cheap properties, the low price in the sector. Some clients and Russian clients are also coming over. So I think we have almost the same, although our type of properties are completely different.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my clients, where they come from, Scandinavian markets, but I mean, the big Russian hole filled with other nationalities, and that's quite interesting to see over the years. We had a lot of Irish coming, they went at the crisis, then the Russian went at the crisis. Political unrest brings clients, so people from Ukraine want to invest their money here. They want to have it out of the country. Poland, similar. It's small countries, but we do not need much clients for a nice house. So one client for a house is enough. So I mean, and Scandinavian market is a good market.
Yeah. So to finish off, we are in the Vega Baja area. We know for decades people have been buying here. The Spanish and all the northern European nations have been buying properties here. There must be a good reason for it. Let's just point out again what makes the Vega Baja so attractive. Richard.
Climate is fantastic. That's pretty obvious. Infrastructure is so good compared with other areas like, for example, Costa Cálida. I'm starting to sell now in Costa Cálida and Murcia, but the services have nothing to do for the moment, at don't know in 10 years' time. But right now, we are ahead of many other places. And the prices are still very affordable. So I think it's a really nice place to. That's what we all why we all live here as well. It's not only our clients; it's also us.
It's us as well, isn't it?
Yes.
There's a reason we are here. Karen, for Torrevieja is such a multinational city, isn't it? Almost half the population is foreign. I don't know how many different languages are spoken in Torrevieja. But you mentioned the Spanish market is recovering as well, so there is more people. But there's a kind of new generation coming, isn't it? So kind of our parents' generation, they just about the last ones that are buying, and it's this new generation coming along. But Torrevieja, for example, is always an interesting place, isn't it?
Yeah, well, national clients are mainly from North Spain, so they buy the weather, so our climate, and they want to get rid of the water and the rain and everything, and they want to spend here the winter time. There is also Spanish market which we didn't have before, which are investors. There are quite a lot of people that are buying old properties, refurbishing it and reselling them, or even renting them out. So it's a little bit different than perhaps 6 years ago, where people that were thinking about retiring, and they wanted a property here, just only for the winter. So now we have both clients, and we're working with both.
Okay. Olaf, to finish off with, Carboroig is always an attractive place. Lots of things to see, to do, and I guess there is not to be worried about for Carboroig, is there?
No, I will give you a more personal answer. I'm from Hamburg, and I live here, and I do that because I want to live here, because I feel very welcome here, and I'm not alone. There's a lot of other countries gathering here, and they meet with their hobbies and with their special lifestyle, and it's a nice mix. So whether you come from Norway, from Finland, from wherever you come, you can find likewise people here, and you can gather in groups and have a nice life.
That's great. So that was the expert talk for today. Thank you again, Richard, Olaf, Karen. That was great having you here. Don't go away, because we will have some interesting people coming on the panel. We talk about the Expo Torrevieja, the business fair, which is coming up shortly. So don't go away, stick with us, and I'll see you around. Welcome back to the Vega Baja Real Estate Talk here at the Televisión Vega Baja. We heard from the real estate experts everything about this general market situation right now in the Vega Baja. And now we go more into the social part of it, the lifestyle part of it. And I'd like to introduce and like to welcome on the panel today the organizers, or two of the organizers of the Expo Torrevieja 2017. And I'm welcoming Keith Nicol and from Ireland. Yeah. And I'm welcoming Kjetil Hamre from Norway. So thank you very much for being here. And let's talk about the Expo Torrevieja 2017. What is it exactly? So is it a trade fair, a business fair? What is it, Keith?
It's basically an international meeting point and an opportunity for visitors and residents alike to come along and find many services, shopping, lifestyle opportunities, all under the one roof. And it's all happening at the Salones Villa Costa, which is in La Mata, close to Torre La Mata. Right. There, so we'd like to invite everybody along.
Okay. And when is it exactly, Kjetil? When is it?
This weekend.
Coming up.
Yep. It's from 10 to 3 o'clock both days.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday. All
right. And what if somebody wants to go? There is enough parking available, obviously, in the Salon Bahia, so everybody has easy access, easy to find. So you've chosen the location properly.
It's easy to find, and you have got a lot of parking around the area. Yeah. So it's no problem with the parking.
Okay, we can see here there's how many exhibiting companies are there?
No, we are over 75 companies.
75 companies. And is it concentrated on Torrevieja, or is it?
No, it's also the main company is of course, from Vega, which is coming actually companies from all Baja
All right.
area. And we also have some from Altea who's coming down as well.
Okay.
So it's open for everyone, but this is like Live and Enjoy Spain. We have focus on the Positivo, but here you can meet all kind of brands that you need. But it's also a kind of business to business, of course, but also a social event. So here you can taste Spanish food, Scandinavian food, wine. You have all the brands you need to live in Spain.
All right.
Also the tourist office, of course, is coming, and Apineco, who's the trade organization in Torreja, we work together as well.
All right.
So this is you can take all your family and enjoy both days.
No, that's good. So is it what time is it? What did you say? Is it all day?
It's from 10 to 3, Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. So over the weekend from 10 to 3, and everybody can go there. And is it the first time that's being organized? Is it the first time you're doing this? Have you done it somewhere else?
We have done expeditions before, but then it's more outdoor with tents and so on. But we were lucky to rent this place because Salons Bay is one of the most beautiful places in Torreja. And actually many people don't know this place. And the reason we now take it indoors, because if it's bad weather, it doesn't matter. You can come.
Okay.
It's nice weather, it's a plus.
Yeah. And Keith, the exhibition is also meant to represent, obviously, the different companies, the different offers and businesses here in the Vega Baja area. But give us an idea about the type of companies we can find there.
Well, it's a whole range of companies that really is designed to enhance one's quality of life for both visitors and residents alike. So you'll find everything from eyewear manufacturers, hearing aids, we have dental, so if you need to get your teeth done, which is very important. We'll have electricity, save money on your electricity bills. We have solar paneling, and we'll have cars there. We have electric bikes and scooters. So it's a whole gamut of opportunities to really enhance your lifestyle down here on the Vega Baja. And also for lots of real estate agents will be there. So if you're looking for a house and you want to move down here and join us and enjoy the winter sunshine.
Fits nicely into the program, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We will be covering the event as well. We will go there with the camera team. We will be back the following week, and we have some images from there. But you should go there yourself, and you should find out yourself. It's a huge opportunity to go in contact with different local and regional companies. Is there food as well?
Food, drinks. We also have a lottery.
All right.
So every people to come can join the lottery and win a lot of prizes.
Yeah.
We also have, if you want to change your energy bill, you can win 1 year free electricity for your house.
That's interesting.
Norwegian Church is coming with their famous waffles.
Right.
So if you haven't tasted the waffles, the Norwegian waffles, you have to come.
Okay.
So this is I recommend people to come.
Okay. Is there any information on the internet people can look into?
Yeah, you can go in expo.com. There you find more information, or we also on Facebook. Of course, this paper is going out now in 30,000 copies in 2 languages. So we had done a different way. We made an expo paper, our own paper.
Yeah, that's what we can see here. So we can see here there's all the different companies in it. And this newspaper is out already on the street?
Yes, and after we are finished here, we are still going to drive.
Okay, that's very good. So, great. This is one of the important events in the springtime of this year. Is there anything else coming up? Do you have some more plans to do other exhibitions or similar exhibitions in the future?
If this is it's going to be a success, we hope, but we wanted to make next time wine and gastronomic special things. The thing we want with Expo is to show the Positivo life here, and there's new people who's coming down, but we have a big community, we are international. But here in Expo you also get Spanish companies, Swedish, Norwegian, it's German, Irish, you have all nationalities coming.
Yeah, so the whole of the Vega Baja is represented, isn't it? And Keith, you are here for, I don't know how many years, Kjetil, you are here for many years. What is it that makes you come into the Vega Baja? What made it that you say, okay, that's the place and that's where I want to settle?
Well, there's 2 things really. First of all, we have probably the single most attractive climate of almost everywhere in Europe, and I've lived all over the world. So that's one of the things. And also, it's such a fabulous multicultural society where, okay, English is one of the most common languages, along with our host nation, the Spanish, of course, but it's with 124 nationalities living here, it's such an opportunity to integrate and mix with our neighbours and our host nation. So it's a lovely environment, and there's so much to do in the area. Of course, we have the beautiful beaches, and we have winter sunshine, which is one of the clean air. So if you're suffering with breathing or asthma or anything like that, it's a fabulous place to be, and I highly recommend it to anybody, to come down and enjoy Torrevieja and the Vega Baja or Iguala Costa. And almost all facilities that you would get back home in your homeland are all right here on your doorstep. We also have one of the things, security and medical. So if you're interested in finding out about insurance or medical treatments or anything, this is really one of the places to be because we have such good air quality, and the heat in the wintertime means that the recovery time from operations, be it we are the hip and knee capital for replacements in all of Europe. It's the fastest recovery time of anywhere in Europe. And in fact, just this week they announced that it's also the fastest place to have operations done at 77 days ahead of anywhere else in the entire Alicante province. So there's a huge amount of benefits, especially for an older clientele are coming down here and enjoying their pensions.
Not only
unlike
that,
you and I.
not only that, but there's also, we see there is younger people coming,
Yeah.
let's say the younger generation, and they are coming slowly but surely as well. Probably at the beginning as during the holidays with a family, but staying longer terms as well, so it's interesting to see. Kjetil, you are coming from Norway. The Scandinavians were one of the first foreigners in the area, and you came, when did you arrive? About
Around, I think, around 9 years ago.
Okay.
And actually, I was only coming here to stay 6 months, but I have not.
now you settled.
Yeah, 9
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, that's
That's
great.
maybe about to climb why I stay.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much for coming today. We have the Expo Torrevieja 2017 coming weekend, 11th and 12th of March, and everybody's invited to go there. Don't miss the opportunity. And now don't miss the opportunity for the following guests on the panel. We have the honor to have the president and the captain of the Euro Bowling Torrevieja team, who just became national champion. So stay with us, and I see you around. Hello, and we are back again in the Vega Baja Real Estate Talk, and now we have the honor to have with us some Spanish champions. I'm pleased to welcome Mr. Jarmo Peltonen and Mr. Kjell Monsen, Jarmo is the president of the club of Euro Bowling Torrevieja, and Kjell is the captain of the team, who just became champion of the Spanish highest division. Hello and welcome. Just tell us a little bit about this huge achievement, and I think it is not a one-off. It is not the first time. Is that right, Kjell?
Oh, this is back-to-back. We won also last year, and this year it was much closer, but we took it to the end and win in the last match. So it was tremendous.
Yeah, you made it. I'm a little bit familiar with bowling, so I can relate to it, and I know how exciting the sport is. There is other sports, as we know, they are much more known. We know everybody loves football, everybody loves tennis, Formula One, but there is other sports in particular in northern countries that is a national sport. And but many people don't know that there is the Euro Bowling Torrevieja. But there are bowlers from all over the Vega Baja, isn't there, Jarmo? It's an international bowling club, and there is bowlers from all over the Vega Baja area.
Yes, indeed. We count with more than 10 nationalities in our ranks. We are, by the way, probably Spain's biggest 10-pin bowling club.
Wow.
At least we have been that during some time, but these things keep developing and changing. So I can't promise that. But we are big. We have more than 50 competition licensees, and at the end of the year we normally count over 100 members.
Oh, right.
Some of which don't compete regionally or nationally, but yes, locally. We have 3 local leagues at Ozone Bowl, and we also go to regional competitions and national competitions. Obviously, the championship of the Spanish league took us to both Madrid and Barcelona and Valencia. And earlier years we have also gone further afield to Bilbao.
Okay, so it is obviously, Jel, if we talk about the local leagues, that's one thing, and the regional and aerial competitions. But this is the biggest there is in Spain, isn't there?
Yeah.
And it's not only Spanish people bowling there, though it could almost be like a European championship because of all the different nationalities, and not only in the Euro bowling team. So how does it work? What is the highest division? How often do you play? Where do you play? And how does it work?
Yeah, I'm playing the local league, and also try to practice 2-3 times every week. In the weekends it's almost tournaments and stuff, so it's a lot of bowling. I probably play around 50 games every week.
Right.
So and I play bowling for 33 years now, and bowling is a lot of experience. It's when you have played bowl long, you know how to do. You can read the lanes, different oil patterns and everything. So and bowling, you can play bowling till you are 80, 85 years old, as long as you want. So.
And there is members in the club, isn't there? You're a bowling club. What's the age of the oldest member?
I'm not quite sure at the moment, but we had up to last year or the year before, we had a Swiss member who was, I think he was 87.
Wow.
But he's not bowling anymore.
Okay. No, but 87 at 87, it's amazing. But coming back to the championship, because this is something so fantastic for the area Vega Baja, in particular for Torrevieja, because it sounds so easy, but you are Spanish champions, and in Torrevieja we have a team that's not only once but twice Spanish champions. There's nothing above that. There's nothing you can top that here in Spain, is there? And how does it work? How often do you play, and against how many other teams do you play in the championship?
We collected all the teams, and 3 times every year.
Okay.
In different kind of Spain, places of Spain, Valencia, Barcelona, and Madrid. And we play all the weekend. We play 2 games against every team, and it's a really nice
There are
game.
8 teams in
Yeah.
that division.
Okay, so the league is 8 teams. You get together 3 times a year, and basically whoever scores more points, whoever wins more matches is the league. So give us a little idea, Jel. How did it go? We know. I think after the first session in Valencia, you were first.
Yeah, we were first with how many points was it? Do you remember?
Only a few.
A few points, and then we go to Barcelona, and we was 1 point behind.
All right, behind whom?
Diagonal from Barcelona.
Is this the biggest competitor?
It was so fun because when we won last year, the other teams had taken some pro from France, Switzerland, Sweden. They want to take us, but they can bring whoever they want.
And how did I mean? You were playing as well.
Yeah.
You are the captain of the team.
Yeah.
You pick the players.
Yeah.
And you are playing yourself.
Yeah.
So a lot of responsibility goes into that job.
Yeah.
And how can you give us a brief idea? How did it develop this last session in Madrid? How was it? I mean, you're a very experienced player. You've played all over Europe. You won different championships. You won Ireland, didn't you? So you are very experienced. How do you compare this championship now with everything you've done so far?
I also been Norwegian champion many years ago, so I think it's on the same level as that. It's huge to win, and especially back to back is fantastic.
Yeah.
So for me personally, as a captain, I'm very proud of all the players, and now this year we actually have some more Spanish player. We have some Norwegian player, we have some Finnish player, but this year we have 2 more Spanish player. So that's extra good because this is a Spanish league. So, but if you want to be at the top, there is not a good enough Spanish player so we have to pick a couple of players from Norway and Finland to keep it up.
Yeah, I can perhaps fill in about this conclusion of the competition that because there are 8 teams, there are 7 matches, 4 matches on the Saturday and 3 matches on the Sunday. And I think where we actually clinched the whole thing was in our second match on Sunday, where we beat Diagonal of Barcelona, who were our worst contenders. We beat them 6-4, and then they ended up in their last match against Levante of Valencia, who are also a very high-scoring team, and they lost to Levante while we won the wooden spoon team, Oviedo. So we were perhaps I wouldn't say lucky because we really beat the worst contender, Diagonal.
And is it true that you bet Diagonal in all 3 sessions?
We beat them in Valencia, in Barcelona, and Madrid.
Okay, so it is not just a casualty; it is really a deserved victory. And Jarmo, you are not only the president; you are the founder, really, of the Euro Bowling Club. And how long does this go back? Since when does bowling exist here in Torrevieja and in the Vega Baja?
Well, our club dates back to September 2006, which is when I put a summons on the notice board asking people to come and found the club. And we were 25 founders actually of 5 different nationalities. So we actually celebrated our 10th anniversary last year. In Torrevieja, bowling goes back to 2002, which is when Ozone opened its doors. But until we had actually come to existence as a club, there had been virtually no official competitions, just fun play.
Okay.
So we have actually changed. We have brought in something which is now a very well founded fact. Torrevieja is one of Spain's hotspots in tenpin bowling.
Yeah, because there is also, I think it's every year there is the Open. Is that right? The bowling Open in Torrevieja. How is it? When is this about?
The International Open was bowled for the 5th time last year, and it tends to be late in the year. We haven't fixed the date of this year's Open, but last year and the year before it was in early December.
Okay.
Now we'll have to see when the Spanish plan comes out, what weekends are taken by the National League and what not.
Okay.
And then we will find a suitable spot that needs to accommodate the national calendars of other countries as well, if we want to attract the good bowlers from Europe.
But where do you rank this event? Where do you rank in the national calendar?
Well, it is the second biggest tournament in Spain.
Okay.
There is a European Tour tournament in Madrid in June, July, which is bigger.
Okay.
But we are quite a lot bigger than all the rest.
Okay,
Put
that's
it
good
this
to
way.
hear. And that's here in Torrevieja. So, Jill, if I want to start bowling, or everybody on the screen says, "Oh, I've been bowling back home probably a little bit." Well, we are talking here. Your club is Eurobowling is a professional up to the highest level in Spain, where you can say. But if somebody says, "Okay, I'd like to pick it up," if you can play up to 86, I'm younger than that, I can start. What would be the first thing to do? So where are you? Where is exactly? How often do you meet? Where do you meet? And what would be the first step to go into bowling?
First of all, you have to show up in the bowling. I am there, and Yarmo is there.
Where is it?
It's in Osuna Bowling, close to Habaneras.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also in a bowling center,
Yeah.
near the cinema complex, near the Habanero shopping center here in
Yeah,
Torrevieja.
with cinema there, yeah. And if I or now Yarmo's not there, they can just contact the personnel working there, and they can just show up. And we have some. I personally have some practice school for beginners,
Okay.
help them to get started,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And
How often do you meet, or is you mentioned there's leagues going on during the week?
no, I'm in the bowling Tuesday and Thursday, and mostly Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
But
It's basically your second home, isn't it?
yeah,
Almost.
yeah, almost my second home.
Okay. What's next, Jarmo? I mean, being twice a champion, is it the target is being 3 times in a row, or what's coming next? What's up there for this year and for next year?
Well, we would like that, of course, but we need to look at things when the new season starts. What bowlers can we count with, and what is it going to cost us? Of course, we are not talking small money here. We are talking of thousands and thousands of euros, which have to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
We are leaning heavily on sponsorships,
Yeah.
and if we are lucky enough to get the good keep the good sponsorships running, we will probably have a shout at a third championship. At least we will try very hard.
And we have also got our Spanish team player playing for us next year.
All right. All good.
So
And we don't want to forget the ladies, because you have a ladies team as well in Euro bowling, isn't it, Jarmo?
Yes, we have a ladies team, and they have been bowling in the top division since a few years back. But at the moment, ladies bowling in Spain is not so extensive as it used to be. There is actually only one division. So, but as long as we can keep the ladies enthusiastic about it, we will also support them and try to be a presence in that division as well.
Great. Thank you very much, you two, for being here on the panel today. It's a great pleasure, it's a great honor to have 2 of the champions here, of the national champions of Euro Bowling Torrevieja. If you're interested in bowling, go to the El Zone Bowling Center. They are always there. If you like to pick up the game, it's a beautiful sport. It's a very precision sport, so you have to be very accurate. If you like that, go there. It's good fun. You can play it from young age up to higher age, but it's good fun. Thank you very much again, Jarmo, Kjell, and I'm sure we see each other again on the panel, hopefully next year, having another trophy next to it. Thank you very much for watching. That was the end of this program. I'm looking forward to next week, where we have new guests, where we have new topics, and if you want to watch the program again, you can watch it on TV, you can watch it on channel Vega Baja Television, You can watch it on internet. You can always watch it whenever you want, how often you want, on www.vegabajarealestatetalk.com, and you can also watch it on vegabaja.television.es. So thank you very much for your time. Thanks for having us with you in your room, at your home, and I look forward to meeting you next week again. Thank you and bye for now.
Bye.